Everyone's focused on the size of the bikini, but they're missing the real story. Megan Fox's 20-year master plan to own her own image is finally complete. A recent series of photographs has ignited its predictable firestorm of digital chatter. The headline? Megan Fox, 39, wears probably the smallest bikini in the world. It's a phrase designed for maximum shock value, but for anyone who has followed Megan Fox's turbulent journey in the spotlight, these images represent something far more significant than a measurement of fabric. This isn't a story about a bikini. It's a visual manifesto of reclamation, a powerful statement from a woman who has spent the better part of 2 decades being defined by the male gaze, and who is now, very deliberately, seizing control of that gaze to define herself on her own transcendent terms. To understand the gravity of this moment, we must rewind to the origin of Megan Fox's public persona. She was introduced to the world as the impossibly glamorous, rain-soaked mechanic in Transformers, an image instantly burned into the cultural consciousness. For years, she was Hollywood's ultimate bad girl pinup, a label that came with intense scrutiny, sexualization, and a dismissal of her intellect. She was famously candid about the superficiality of it all, which often led to her being labeled difficult. Her relationship with Brian Austin Green, while long-lasting, was often portrayed through a tabloid lens of drama. The woman in these current photos is not that same 22-year-old. She is 39, a mother of 3, and has undergone a very public personal and spiritual metamorphosis. The bikini isn't a callback to her Transformers era. It's a symbol of a new chapter written entirely by her. This leads us to the central theme of her current narrative, reclamation. Megan Fox, alongside her fiancé Machine Gun Kelly, has meticulously crafted a new identity centered around twin flame spirituality, gothic romance, and blood vial jewelry. It's a persona that is intentionally dark, theatrical, and deeply personal. In this context, the world's smallest bikini is not an attempt to conform to an old Hollywood standard of sexy. It is a prop in her own self-authored mythology. She is using the same tools that were once used to objectify her body, her image, but now as a form of artistic and personal expression. She is no longer the product. She is the artist and the curator. The photos are less about being seen and more about being understood within the context of the enigmatic, empowered world she has built with MGK. Furthermore, the focus on the bikini's size is a deliberate distraction from the more compelling story of her physical and mental transformation. Fox has spoken openly about her struggles with mental health, body dysmorphia, and the pressures of fame. The physique she displays is one of extreme discipline, but it's presented within a framework of dark glamour that she controls. She is not selling a relatable, beach-ready body. She is showcasing a sculpted artifact of her own willpower and aesthetic vision. This is a woman who has taken the pain and scrutiny of her past and alchemized it into a specific, controlled, and fiercely protected image. The outrage or shock some express is a reaction to her unapologetic ownership of a sexuality that is now bizarre, spiritual, and entirely on her own terms. The public reaction is, as always, polarized. There are those who view the photos as a desperate cry for attention, a continuation of a pattern they find tiresome. And then there are her devoted fans who see it as the ultimate empowerment, a celebration of a woman who has survived the meat grinder of early 2000s fame and emerged with a stronger, weirder, more autonomous identity. This division is inherent to her brand. Megan Fox does not seek universal approval. She seeks a specific, intense connection with an audience that understands her SYMBOLOGY dot in the end. To debate the square inches of her swimwear is to miss the entire point. Megan Fox at 39 is performing a high-wire act of celebrity reinvention. She is demonstrating that a woman who was once the industry's most famous object can become the author of her own bizarre and beautiful story. The bikini is not the story. It's merely the latest punctuation in a sentence. She started writing a long time ago a sentence about survival, transformation, and the power to define your own magic, no matter how dark or glittering it may be. She is no longer just a star. She is the architect of her own constellation. What do you think? Is Megan Fox's image a genuine reclamation of power or a calculated persona? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into celebrity narratives.